name is Brady Sprick, and this is my second SCADA lab project. For this project, I was given the choice of making my own factory I/O scene to be able to run some sort of process off of it. I was also given 7 PowerFlex 40 VFDs, and I decided to do a batching process as my project. Right, and then getting into it a little more here, this is my operator's manual. If you'd like, you can go ahead and pause and read over this. This just goes over a little bit of detail in terms of how the process works and what you need to do to be able to operate this process, and what the lights are meaning in terms of what they do in certain circumstances, so you have an idea of what to look out for. All right, and then here I have my PLC program, and as you can see, this is my main routine, which is just basically separating it out to be able to jump to all the different routines. I have 3 different routines for the different materials that I would be running. If you would like to look at these in bigger detail, you can go ahead and pause the video at certain times, or you can slow the video down so you can see it better, it's a lot to go through, so I'm scrolling pretty fast here. This one here is a green material. For the most part, all of my batches are the same to an extent. There's a little bit of differences in terms of what lights are being used and the different buttons and whatnot, but for the most part, they all have the same sequence of events in terms of running the batch. And this one here is my safety screen. I have an emergency stopped sequence, and then I also have a safety signal sequence depending on the doors on the gated area around my scene. And then this one here is the actual variable frequency drive operations in terms of the start stop and the command speed I want it to be running at. Then here on this screen, I had to do some math to be able to take the actual frequency of the VFD and bring it down to the speed of what I want my conveyors to run on factory I/O. Here you can see me, I hit the blue button to choose which process I wanted, and then I hit the green start button to actually start that process. You can see it was separating out a certain amount of material per bin, which is a set point that you can set in the HMI screen, which I will go over later. And then you see here me selecting the green batch this time, and then hitting the start button to start the process. And then this is one of the gates that I was talking about with my safety signal. When you open the door, it'll latch a bit, showing that somebody had gone into that area, and I have 6 different doors, and all of those doors will latch that bit on and will cut all of the conveyor speeds in half, so there's safer operations when there is somebody within that area. And then to release that safety bit, what we'll have to do here is we'll have to hold this reset button for 3 seconds, which will release that safety bit, and then go ahead and speed the conveyors back up to their full speed. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and go with the metal batch this time. Go ahead and hit the green button to get it going, and then I'll simulate an e-stop here so you get an idea. And then as the e-stop is pressed, you'll see that the red and yellow lights are both flashing, so it signals that there's something going on, and everything stops and hold where it is. And then to reset it, you'll just hold that reset button again for 5 seconds, and then it will release that e-stop, and then it will go ahead and let your process start again. All right, and then getting into it here, this is my HMI display. I went with Factory Talk View SE. I had 3 different users I was using. First one here is the guest user, and the only access they have is this first screen here. Didn't want them to be able to get in any further, so then we'll go ahead and log out. We'll log into the next one, which was the tech operator or technician. As you can see on this first display here, we now have this main screen button here, which will take us to our main screen, which gives us the option for our different batching systems. Go to this first one here, it's the blue batching system. We got our lights, we got our green one here as well, and then our metal batch here as well. We'll go back into the green one here. We'll run a system here. We'll latch that material on, and then we'll hit the system start to get that going. As you can see, all of the motor drives turn on. And we got their command frequency of what we were wanting them to run at, as well as what they're actually running at with their output frequencies. And then each one of these here, the total batch size, first bin size, second bin size, third bin size, all of these are the set points for the counters, so you can choose the different batch sizes you want. You want to verify and make sure though that your total batch size is not greater than the accumulative of your bin sizes, and that your bin sizes accumulative isn't greater than what your batch size is. Otherwise you'll run into some issues there. And then down below you just have the actual total number of that batch being made out right there. And as you can see, they're all done, and then it'll reset them back to 0 when it's completely finished out with that process. All right, we'll go ahead and log out here, and then we'll go ahead and log into our admin user. Gives us a little bit more permissions. All right, and then the main difference between the admin and the technician is we now have a set points option. This goes in and this gives us the ability to change the set points on all of our timers within our systems. And we now have that extra set points button on all of our screens where we can go ahead and go in and change the set points. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it unless you're working on something better. All right, and now here we have some things that went well. I think I did improve quite drastically from my last project to this one in terms of my time management, but I still feel like that could be something that I work on to continue to get better at managing my time in terms of being able to get things done in a more timely manner. Thank you for listening and watching my video.